And I'm just going to do just like the 6 steps. I'm going to, start with number 1, opening the hole. Notice how I use the same method, thumb and 2 fingers. Start drilling down.
Did you center that all as one big lump of clay?
I didn't. I centered, well, I did. I had 2 8-pound balls of clay, and I pounded one on there and then slapped it down, and I pounded the other one on top and slapped it down. Then I centered it all together. So and then I open up the bottom. This is generally, since it's a lot more clay and I'm going to be stretching it up very thin, I'm going to be taking quite a lot more time with this.
Is that the stout stoner?
This is Soldate 60. I would use a stout stoner. I think it throws beautifully, but I know the Soldate goes through a pit fire just beautifully, and raku. It's the best raku clay I've ever seen.
What is?
Soldate 60. It's not the best high fire clay, by all means. It's kind of a lousy high fire clay. The color's kind of off, and it has a tendency to pinhole. I think there's excess amount of something in it.
Dan's been using that at Cone 10 with some very disappointing results.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Right now I'm just making sure I have the right thickness on the bottom, so.
Do that again.
A little bit on the thick side for me.
So for a large pot, you're shooting on leaving how much at the bottom?
Well, since this pot's going to be generally less than a 16th inch thick, so I'm just going to make the bottom about a 1/4 inch. Should be, yeah. I mean, if all goes according to plan, I haven't thrown a big pot here in I don't know how long. Well, Cerama. No, I threw one last semester, so I don't really do it very much. But I'm going to start doing more for open studios. Again, I haven't thrown very much in the last year, except for my demos at school. I've just been working on my studio. So then this is step number 2, right? Collaring.
You're not just bringing the clay up with that, you're actually compressing it, aren't you? It goes in.
Well, it just naturally comes up a little bit as I color it in. It's all compressing. Every time I push down on the rim, it's compressing it for sure. And then since this is really thick down there right now, I try not to use my fingertips down here because it puts so much pressure on the tendons in here and the carpal area, and my wrists hurt. My wrists hurt sometimes. It depends on what I do. When I carve my pieces, they hurt the next day, and throw lots of pots, they hurt. So I found different ways to use portions of my hands that are easier on my body. So I'll use the side of my portion to do the first couple pulls, side portion of my hand. It's a lot easier on me.
And this step is?
That's step number 3. Oh, wait. Collaring is, oh no, 4. Sorry. I'm going to do the small steps now. I can remember where I'm at. But it's still all the same, no matter how much clay I'm throwing.
So is that called gathering?
Gathering is at the very bottom. That was basically step number 5. Gathering is step number 4. So let me go. Now we collar after every time I pull. Make sure the top's under control and tapered in like a cooling tower.
That's supposed to be done with 3 mile line.
Yeah, right now it does for sure.
So you're gathering there.
Gathering right there, yeah. what I'll often do is, with these bigger lumps of clay, is I'll pull it up a little ways. And remember yesterday I talked about stashing my nuts for later, right? So I'll stop. And I'll take that clay and grab it and put it up top. So I'll be able to use that on my final pull. Now what I'm doing is I'm just going to do a slight pull and even out the walls, and I'm going to take the slip off the surface and then bring out the torch.
Stand back, everybody.
I'm assuming you're talking about the big torch.
Yeah, the little one will just take
The big guns.
take too long. When I get the clay off, the water out of the bottom, it's coming up, you know, I got a little ways to go. Generally have a little longer rib for bigger jobs. Here I'm just going to be taking a slip off, and I'm still doing a pull. Notice how the rib's at an angle, and I'm pushing, my middle fingers would basically be lining up if it wasn't for the rib, so just kind of coming up at the same speed, keep my arms straight.
Why do you want to take the slip off at this point?
Well, because I'm gonna heat it up, and the slip would just take a little bit of extra energy to dry. So just, and plus it makes it, by doing this slight pull, running my fingers over the whole clay, it just kind of evens everything out, makes sure it's right on center. Now that's what I love about throwing, is that every square inch of that clay is passing through your fingertips, you know, all the way through, and it's really a pretty wonderful thing. We were talking earlier this morning about technological gadgets and all the high-tech stuff, and I used to be so into it, and now I just love being low-tech. I just think that the world needs low-tech people, you know? And this is as rudimentary low-tech as it gets. You know? I'm going to wash my hands real quick.
We'll have to make that be the next advertisement. The world needs low-tech people. That was like that whole thing with
Small
on
is
the internet.
beautiful, you know, under Jerry Brown.
What was it?
Small is beautiful.
I don't remember that.
Oh God, that was back when Jerry Brown was governor.
Yeah.
And there was this whole.
Moved to.
It was, wasn't his name Arthur B. Schlesinger? Or?
Like the lowest,
Instead of saying the
state
lowest
federal.
form of government, saying small.
Like living in the loft in Oakland.
That's right.
Where he's living.
That's
Yeah, but
right.
didn't Arthur work for Brown, and he produced the book that was Small as...
Small is beautiful was
Yeah.
the name of the book.
Yeah, that's who wrote it.
I say it's low-tech, but I'm about to break out the torch. It's not really.
You know, fire is not low. Is low tech, Andy.
It's sort of.
As
I remember
long as it's a
last
low-tech-
Ceramorama,
As long as it's a low-tech torch.
yeah, it's pretty low-tech torch, no forced air or anything, no electricity needed. But I remember last Ceramorama, I was throwing next to George
Same message.
Timothy. And he was talking about how he's a Zen master and all this stuff, you know, and then he's like breaking out the torch, you know, to get the stretch marks. And I was like, that's not very Zen. Oh no! Oh, I have one.
Wow.
I promise I won't hurt you, but
Yeah, I mean,
Watch out for the dog here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know production spotted too.